Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Ba'ashem Adonai, that belongs unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and I'm going to read verse 16 because some of them scriptures, because it's also Old English, it's sometimes hard to understand. For example, 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 1, and also somewhere in Hosea chapter 7, but I'll make a separate video about that. But just to show you what I mean, that some of these scriptures are hard to understand because it is written in Old English. Now, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 verse 16, thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and youth that is soon perfected, the many years of old age and old age of the unrighteous. So you might ask yourself, okay, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to start at 7 then. Wisdom of Solomon chapter, in order to explain verse 16, I need to start at verse 7, right? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 verse 7. But though the righteous be prevented with death, yet shall he be in rest. And the word prevent means to come before, right? It doesn't mean this one. In the Bible, it doesn't. Here, in the Bible, it means to go before someone, right? And here, modern day new speech, it means to keep something from happening. For example, right? I'm gonna prevent you from getting there before me. But that makes no sense in the old language. So it says here, but though the righteous be prevented with death, meaning they die before the wicked, that's why they say in the world, the good die young, right? Yet shall he be in rest, because the Heavenly Father will take care of him, though they die earlier. But just like Yahushua said, don't cry for me, cry for yourself, because I'm going to be gone. You're going to be in horror, right? For honorable age, because the righteous die young, right? For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age. Right. So let's say a righteous man, he dies when he was 25 years old. Honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, right? Excuse me. Now you have, for example, the righteous man dies when he was 25. And then an unrighteous man, an ungodly man, he lives until he's 100 years old. And then a lot of people would be looking at him like, wow, that's an honorable age, man. I mean, shit, I wish I would live until 100 years or 110 years old and stuff like that. But the Lord said honorable age, right, is not that which standeth in length of time. This honorable man, this righteous man, he has lived until the honorable age, which is then 25. But this unrighteous man, though he made it until 100 years old, he's not honorable, because he's wicked, right? No, that is measured by number of years, right? This is the same thing. So it says here, by number of years, yeah. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age. If you have an unspotted life, meaning you have not done, or let's say you have done the minimum sinning in your life, then you have lived an unspotted life. Your life is not full of spots and blurs and just ugly stains and stuff like that. That is old age, because you lived good in the eyes of the Lord, right? He, as I will read here, he pleased the Heavenly Father and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated, right? Because the Lord, what he's going to do, that righteous man that, for example, died when he was 25, you pleased the Heavenly Father, so guess what? You were beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated, and meaning you was basically taken out of the world. Verse 11, yea, speedily was he taken away. Why? lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, and deceit beguile his soul. For example, you have the example of that, which is here, Psalm 73. Now it says here, first one, truly Yahweh is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. This is the prophet Asaph talking. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. He said, I almost fell. I almost fell off this faith of mine, this truth of mine, because I saw the prosperity of the wicked, and I was thinking to myself, like, well, he's going to explain. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Basically, they're very prosperous, and it don't really seem to die horribly, right? Like how the righteous are dying horribly. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. For example, there was a Pont heir, and what did he do? No, here the one is CNN. And what did he do? Because here, though Robert H. Richard IV was convicted of rape at his 3-year-old daughter, the wealthy heir, I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check this article for yourself, and this video, of course. The wealthy heir to the DuPont family fortune was spared prison by a Delaware court in 2009 because, why? He would not fare well behind bars, according to the court documents CNN obtained Tuesday. So this judge, he said, so what? You didn't go to jail because you wouldn't fare well? That's just funny. That's just funny, because it says here, the wicked, they are not in trouble as other men. You can go read this article for yourself and be amazed, because it says here, he received an 8-year prison sentence in 2008 for raping his toddler daughter. But the sentencing order signed by a Delaware judge said the defendant would not fare well in prison, and the 8 years was suspended. You should let that sink in. So all he had to do was wear a ankle monitor. Let me see. Richard was placed on 8 years probation in order to get treatment and register as a sex offender, the document shows. Right, so that is basically that was his punishment. He was also prohibited from having contact with children from under 16, including his own children. Yeah, whatever. Basically a little slap on the finger. Not even the hand. A little slap on the finger. But that's what Asaph saw. He saw these things, right? They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Because our people... Yeah, here. Sentenced to 25 years for, this is a $30 marijuana, and he was sentenced to life for that one. A black military veteran who was previously sentenced to life in prison for selling less than $30 worth of marijuana is set to be freed. But the point is, here in 2020, he sentenced he, I don't know how you call that thing. He did do time for that, man. So and the sentencing was 25 years. He was initially convicted and sentenced to 15 years in prison, but was sentenced to life in prison in 2012 under Louisiana habitual offender law. So basically, he got he's already served 9 years in prison for the charge. Dun, 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 dun. So this was in 2012. Oh, sorry, 8. And now in 2020, the article was written in 2020. So he was about to get out. And in some states, life is 25 years. And some states, life is actually life. You will die there. So in this case, it was 25 years. right? But this is just one. This is just one incident. You have another one, which is 2019, which is another brother. Well, a so-called black man, by the way. And let me see. This one was for $20. I think it's the same person. I'm not sure. I don't want to do this too long, but yeah, sorry. Let me see. Wait, was this guy also from Louisiana? They're trying to really bombard you with these freaking pop-ups. Let me see. Yeah, I think this one is. I think it's the same. Anyway, these wicked people are not in trouble as other men. So let's just go. Let me just go on. Now it says here, therefore, so because they are not in trouble as other men, therefore their pride compasseth them about as a chain. It's like they're wearing it around their neck. Violence covereth them as a garment. They are committing, because they're not in trouble, they're very violent. Like savage cave beasts. But anyway, including the wicked of our own people, Jakes. Because, for example, these shooters and these gangbangers and stuff like that, and these rappers that be murdering people, aren't they praying for example, here. This guy, he was praying in jail. Look at him. He's praying. But all the people that he murdered, because they said that he was, they are responsible for over 50 shootings. And in those 50 shootings, a lot of people lost their lives. And then you have all these people, especially on the comment board, seeing free Young Thug or whatever. Just people be like, because Meek Mill was also talking about it. He was also talking about that, free Young Thug, and they're coming after blank people, they're coming after blank artists and stuff like that, and they're coming after rap. But this guy was talking about the killings in his songs and stuff like that. What about the families of the people that he murdered? What about that? Is there a RIP for them? Is there a RIP for, for the people that are shot in Buffalo? No, because our people, they love to actually worship, they idolize these criminals. But anyway, so that's for their part too. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. These Edomites have more than their heart could wish, and still they want more because they want the control over people. They don't need money. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, which is very proud and arrogant. Loftily. Basically, they're high up in the air. They're towering themselves over people. They're very proud. And they speak wickedly concerning oppression. I'm going to give you an example. For example, they speak wickedly concerning oppression because the Native Americans, they obviously made it clear that they do not like this. They are not a costume. Their culture and their ways are not a costume. And yet these devils, they keep on doing these things because, they don't care, because they speak wickedly concerning oppression. This is a form of oppression, and yet they speak wickedly concerning it. Oh, this is just for the kids. That is just wicked. But if you dress up like this, if you dress up like a Hitler character, right? Then they would say something like, where's that picture? I'm looking for it. Let me see. Here it is. Right. It says here, here. The murder of unacceptable. No. Hitler basically is not a Halloween costume. This is unacceptable. You can't do this. This is disrespectful. But how many Native Americans have been murdered? Over 100 million, over 600 million, by the way. From 1942 until 2017, it has been estimated that over 600 million Native Americans have lost their lives. Not just from the war, from also sadness and stuff like that. Because a lot of people, when you destroy the land, especially the Native Americans, they cry themselves unto sorrow. A lot of them murder themselves, killed themselves actually, on the side of being murdered. And a lot of them got, they lost the will to live and stuff like that. So all these things, they got sick. All these things have an effect because these Edomites did that, right? Because if they never went to America, the Native Americans would not have died in so many numbers. So anything that is, let me see, how can I say it? Their deaths, even if it's not directly related to these devils, they're violent in some form of way. They are responsible for it, because if they wasn't there, the natives would not have died. So going on, that's just one way, one example of how they speak wickedly concerning oppression. But then again, if you celebrate Nazism or so, or not even celebrate, you just wear a Halloween costume, then it's unacceptable, right? Because of the sufferings that the Amalekite people have gone through. What about the sufferings of the Native American? That's just one example. I have many more, but I'm gonna just move on. Verse 9, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. They set their mouths against the heavens. For example, they believe in the Big Bang, or they push that they believe in the Big Bang. Meanwhile, the Heavenly Father said, I created the earth. So they don't acknowledge the Heavenly Father, so they speak against them. They set their mouth against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Going on, verse 10. Therefore his people shall what? Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them, right? Because they're going to serve that. They're going to get their judgment, right? Because the waters of full cup are wrung out to them. That's when you wring out all the dregs. Wait, let me see. They shall even drink the dregs thereof. Jeremiah. Here. Psalms 75, verse 8. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture. He poureth out of that same cup. But the dregs thereof, right, meaning the bottom, because when you, for example, drink alcohol, especially beer, down there at the bottom is the dregs of it. Here, the remnant of a liquor left in a container together with any sediment. Most of the time, when you have beer, it's the dregs of the beer that really is going to knock you off your feet, knock you out your socks, or make you want to throw up. You get them gag reflexes and stuff like that. So it says here, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them, and it's going to hurt them. So that is the point of this verse here. Verse 11, and they say, how doth Yahweh know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Because they think like the Most High is stupid, and he doesn't know what type of wicked things they're doing. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. Why? Because he looks at them and he sees them to be very prosperous. And then he says, surely I have basically cleansed my heart in vain. I mean, like, they're doing wicked and they're doing good. So all the good that I'm doing is actually in vain because I am suffering. Verse 14. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. right? Why? Because the Lord, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 11, my son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. And Asaph was not actually really realizing why he was being, plagued, why he was suffering, why he was, if he done something wrong, immediately he would be checked. I don't know, let me see, for example. If you think something stupid, all of a sudden, boop, you hit your head, you be like, oh, damn, goddamn. Oh, maybe, or you bite your tongue, or, you said something stupid under your breath, and you bite your tongue, and you be like, hey, shit. For that, those are just examples. But the wicked, they can do and say whatever they want, and nothing happens to them. You be like, hey, how come the Lord is not punishing them? Well, because he doesn't love them, and he wants them to because the Lord is slow to anger. That's what he said. So he wants them to let their sins get really high, and then he's going to mess their ass up. But with the righteous, he doesn't want your sin to become too high for you to be really destroyed. So what he does is, if you do like 4, 3, he already cuts you down, like, get down here, boy. And then you stay humble. But the more that your wickedness climbs up to the heavens, basically, and nothing happens to you, you're going to be proud. You're going to be proud. And the Heavenly Father hates proud men. And pride cometh before destruction. And these people are proud. Oh boy, I bet you're behind that this guy is proud. He'd be like, I ain't going to jail. I can do anything I want. I can even do things to my own toddler. What's going to happen to me? Nothing. So he's proud, right? For example, so going on now, it says here, right here, okay, I already read that. Verse 15. If I say, I will speak thus, so he says, if I will speak like this, if I tell myself that I will speak like this, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. Why? Because if he speaks these words, these 2 verses that I just here said, and then he speaks against the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, which are the people of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, which are the Israelites. If he speaks this in this manner, then he would offend against the little ones, because you have to understand that when you're young, you're very susceptible to things being taught. So they would then therefore grow up thinking that it is very vain to be of a better character, have high moral standards and stuff like that. Then you would teach them to be just as wicked as the wicked, and therefore they will be destroyed. But the Heavenly Father, it's like it is a saying, the good die young. So they would actually believe then, therefore, then that they need to be wicked in order to be prosperous in this world, right? So it says 15. No, 16. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me, until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh. Then understood I their end. See, Asaph, he just woke up like, oh, now the Heavenly Father makes me to understand, right? Surely thou hast set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. He didn't know that. He thought they would be very prosperous forever. And then he found out, because the Lord said, so Asaph came in the sanctuary of the Lord. But the Lord said that, let me see, where is it? Amos 3 and 7, I think. Yeah, Amos 3 and 7. Surely Yahweh the power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So he will reveal secrets unto his servants and, let you know certain things. But you shouldn't seek out too many things that are too high above thee. According to the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse, I think 21 or something. Something like that. Let me see. Sirach here. 3 and 20 something. Oh yeah, 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee. For example, don't try to figure out where the wind comes from. Just let it be. Neither search the things that are above thy strength. Well, that's the same example, for example, with the wind. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, and with basically you reference Yahweh Bashem Yahushua with deep respect. For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Why? You don't need to see angels. You don't, trust me, you don't want to. You don't need to see certain things that are in the secret. It's not needful, Be not curious of unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than men understand. So don't be busy with unnecessary matters, you know what I'm saying? For example, trying to look up angels and trying to see demons and stuff like that. You don't want to do that, boy. Let it be. If an angel would manifest himself, to you, that would be another thing. But don't go looking for it, because we do see chariots and stuff like that, and that's as far as I actually want to go. Verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. That's what the Lord did. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? Right. Because you would think that they're very prosperous for long, but the Lord said, Job chapter 20, verse 4, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Yeah. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, because they're proud, right? Their achievements go up to the heavens, right? And their head is very high up in the air, because they're arrogant and proud. Yet shall he perish forever, like his own feces, like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Right? How many of y'all had a dream and woke up and lost it? Just lost it. The dream, be like, damn it, I just had it in my head, and you never get it back ever. Right? That's basically how the wicked are gonna be. Whoop, 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 done away with. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Just like how you had that dream in the night, and all of a sudden, poof, it's chased away. The best way to actually remember your dream is when you wake up and you keep on laying down, and then have your phone right there, and then you record it like a memo, a voice memo. That's one of the better ways for you to remember a dream. And sometimes you don't forget them dreams, man. It's really imprinted in your mind. But hey, are you going to take that chance all the time? No. You just record it. Sometimes you will forget, and sometimes you don't forget. But the wicked shall be passed away as a dream. They shall fly away as a dream. That's their end. And Asaph found out, right? They are utterly consumed with terrors. Yeah, that's their fate. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, because Asaph was like, oh man, I feel bad. And I was pricked in my reins, which is his guts, because your reins is your guts. Reins. Here, wait. Biblical definition. Here, your kidney, right? Formerly identified as kidneys. That's, for example, that's why people they love to say, I can feel it in my guts. I felt it in my guts that I don't know. It's something about that guy, I don't trust him. I just feel it in my guts. Something like that, right? That's the example, right? Here, the seat or the feelings of or affections, right? So he can feel it in his reins. He was pricked in it. He was stabbed in his reins. When you get that stab, ooh, it just feels bad. So foolish was I, and ignorant. And ignorant doesn't mean stupid or rude. It just means lacking knowledge. That's the original definition of the word ignorant. Informally, this is just new speech. That's just crap. Just like how the rainbow is changed into a sodomy symbol, the rainbow has nothing to do with sodomy. It's literally a bow in the time of rain. It's a bow in the cloud. Rainbow. It's a bow that comes forth in the rain time. Sometimes it's a sunny day and you still see the rainbow. You know, that's another way of the Heavenly Father. That's one of his miracles. So yeah. So it says here, so foolish was I and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee. Right? Because if you don't have no law, you're a beast. Because a beast doesn't have law. See, when you go to a place and it says here, when it says here, no trespassing or you will be shot, right? Let's say this is a fence, right? And let me see, right? Let me see. And then you just happen to come in through another place, and you didn't see the fence, nor you didn't see these warnings and stuff like that. And then the owner of this land sees you, and then he shoots you right away. He committed murder. Because he's supposed to be logical. He's supposed to scream at you like, hey, yo, this is private property. You can't be here or else you will be shot. And then the person would say, oh, I didn't know. And then, you know, you would get off the land and stuff like that. You know, you need to do that because you're a man. Men have, people have logic. But if it's an animal, right, let's say a lion is here or this is his territory and he sees you and he kills you, he didn't murder you. Because, you know, you can't reason with a lion. unless you're in Daniel. But do you want to test that? And he wasn't reasoning with them. It was the Most High that put that spirit on these animals. So, yeah. So, a beast has no laws. He has instinct. And man have logic. And they have laws. So, but if you don't think straight according to how you're supposed to think according to the scriptures, accordingly, with the scriptures in mind. If you don't think like that, then guess what? You are a beast. You're an animal. Verse 23. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Right? Why? Right? Why? Because the Heavenly Father, he abundantly pardons. As it is written in Isaiah 55? Let me see. Isaiah 55:7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. So even if you act as a beast before him, if you realize and return to his ways, mannerisms, and you know, his ways and stuff like that, then he will pardon you for your mistakes, because he will abundantly pardon you, right? Thou hast holden me by my right hand. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel. And where is his counsel found? In the Bible. And afterward receive me to glory. Right. And because after death come the judgment, when we shall live again. 2 Corinthians 5, and let me see. Where was it? 10? Yeah, 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that every man may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad. Right, so afterward, where you receive me unto your glory, then we can have, you know, then we can meet the glory of the Lord, whether it be alive or whether it be in death. Right, so now going back to over here, so it says here, because Asaph is an example. The reason I read this is because Asaph is an example of how a righteous man could actually go into trouble by looking and seeing the prosperity of wicked people, and then you might become a beast. But in this case, Asaph, he actually turned from that, and he acknowledged that he was foolish and ignorant, which is unknowing, and he acknowledged that he was a beast, and then he turned back to the Heavenly Father with his thoughts, right? But not all people are like that. Some people really get stained by all the wickedness that have been, all the prosperity of the wicked, because it says, no, that's not this one. Where was it again? It says, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. Right. Because you have Israelites are righteous, but when they see their neighbor being wicked, for example, in this case, it would be an Edomite neighbor, or one of them gangbanging ass neighbors or something like that, and you see them all prosperous, and here it is, you have to work like a dog, and this guy, all he does is rapping about killing people, his own, by the way, selling drugs to his own people, by the way. Even if he does it to other nations, he's still doing wicked. And then the righteous would look at them and be like, God damn, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm going to start selling dope too, man. I mean, look at his life. He got the fancy cars, he got the females, he got the clothing, he got everything, he got the house. He got people that love him. Shit, let me just be like him then. You do have certain people that turn into monsters because they see the monsters are prosperous, right? So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 verse 11. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. That's why the Heavenly Father takes certain Israelites away, because he loves them. He doesn't want them to spoil their good track record, right? For the bewitching of naughtiness, because it's you are bewitched. The bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, right? Obscure, not discovered, or right? Etymology. Morally unenlightened. Let me see. Figure dark. Here, dark. Obscure means to darken, to cloud, gloomy, dim, not clear. So it says here that, let me see if I can find it here too. Here, dark. Obscurus, to cover, from the European root word. And this is from the Latin, which is dark. Here, dark or dim, right? Darken. So it says here, for the bewitching of it, because it's a magic spell that this naughtiness is putting upon a person that is honest and stuff like that. And then he sees the prosperity of these wicked, lying type of people. Then it might alter his mind, right? So it says here, it might bewitch his mind. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest. It makes honest things dark. Honest men might turn into dark, demons. And the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind. And concupiscence, concupiscence, whatever, concupiscence. It means strong sexual desire, like, bitches. Because one heterosexual man doesn't want to have a flock of hoes, basically trailing behind him, trying to get some, trying to give him some too. So it says here, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind. So that's why you shouldn't actually be up in this world trying to have sex with everybody and anybody on a one-night stand type tip all day, every day long, because it will undermine the simple-minded ones. Undermine means, erode, basically. Okay, let me get the etymology. Undermine, render unstable by digging at the foundation. It will actually, because if you dig at the foundation, what will happen? It will break. it will break you. Let me see, injured by dishonorable means. Basically, it will break you. It's not good for you. It will destroy the simple mind. Lust for sex and stuff like that. That's not a good actually thing, because the lust is not of the Father. It looks like it is, because you'd be like, wow, they're living very prosperous and stuff like that. Where is it again? James 4? No. First, I don't think it was here. Where is it again? Oh yeah, First John. First John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. The world is a beautiful place, right? Let me see, German landscape. It's a beautiful place out there in the world. But the mannerism of the world, that's the one that you shouldn't love. This is a beautiful thing. I would love this. Yeah, sure. It's a very beautiful sight, right? But the love of the things in the world, that's the one that you shouldn't love, right? For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, which is sex, and the lust of the eyes, which is, for example, if you have, let me see, rappers, their mansions and stuff like that, right? You'd be like, wow, that's not of the Lord, my man. It looks cute, but it isn't. Of course you would want this, but don't lust after it and covet it and stuff like that. It's a whole different spirit. It's a difference between, looking at something and liking it and really trying to live there, like go all out, like do things in order for you to get there. There's a difference. Of course this is a beautiful thing. Would I want this? Of course I would want this. But I don't want to lust after it. I don't want to I don't desire it, If it was on my path, and it was gotten fair and square. I don't know how you get this fair and square. Well, I do know, get a certain type of job or whatever. But the Lord said labor not to be rich anyway, so yeah. Labor not to be rich, so yeah. So it says here, Proverbs 23:4, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? Yeah, because this is nothing. This is nothing, right? For riches certainly make themselves wings. Yeah, it will fly away. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Right. What's going to happen to this house when this person dies? Somebody else is going to take it. Take that. With the greed thereof, You know how many of these so-called rappers and industry people, they lost their houses and stuff like that? For example, Nelly. Rapper Nelly lists abandoned St. Louis mansion at $600,000. It used to be pretty. So this should be an example of this is what can happen to your houses and stuff like that, to your riches. And that's why Yahushua said you shouldn't desire the riches that you can touch with the eyes. Where is it again? Yeah, Matthew 6:19. It says here, are you gonna do it or what? Whoa, okay, cool. Yeah. What? Okay. Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So if your heart is in these fancy mansions, and if your heart, where did I put it actually? Did I click it away? Yeah, if your heart is in these fancy mansions, guess what? Once something happens to it, your heart is going to break. For example, if you have a girl, don't put your heart there, boy. Oh shit, she's not yours. She is just your turn. So, if you put your heart in a female, you're gonna get your heart broken 100%, especially in this world. Even if she doesn't go behind your back and commits adultery, she gonna disappoint you some form or way because they're of this world. Now, are there females out, the women out there that are, better than others? 100% there are, but I'm not gonna try and find them. Why would I waste my time? If you find one, if you have one, hey, good for you. But then I wouldn't go out there and seek one. So yeah, so don't let your heart be polluted. Don't let your heart be destroyed by something that is not yours. So, and the lust of the eyes, right? So let me read it again. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. Fancy cars and stuff like that, fancy clothing. I mean, you don't need a Ferrari. You just need a car for transportation. You don't need this. You would want it. I wouldn't want it, but there are people that would want this. But you don't need it. You need a car for transportation. You don't need a mansion. You need a house to protect you against the elements and stuff like that, to lay your head and stuff like that. Does it look pretty? Well, this is not really my color to be a house, but would a lot of people love to live there? Of course they would. Of course they would. You would love to live here. Love to have this in your possession. You would love to have it. But then, this is nothing compared to what we're gonna get if we keep on having the faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah. Because what's another lust of a life? You don't need Gucci. You just need normal clothing in order to protect you against the elements like heat, from the sun, heat or the cold or rain. You need clothing to protect you against those things, right? You don't need a Gucci. Nobody needs a Gucci. The people want it, but you don't need it. You just need normal clothing. So those are the lusts of the eyes and the pride of life, especially people that have those type of houses and those type of clothings and those type of cars that I just showed. A lot of those people are very, very, very proud. You're not of the Father. It's not of the Father, but it's of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof pass away also. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever, because you will be immortal. Just like in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, I think. What the hell is happening? There's some crazy stuff. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon 1. What the hell is happening, man? Okay, it's getting irritating now. Let me see. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. Let me go here then. Okay, that website is acting weird, and this one is acting weird too. Okay. Wait. Yeah, I'm there because this is really weird right now. It's weird. Anyway, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 15. For righteousness is immortal. Right? But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. Called what? Death. Death is what they call to themselves. Without them even really knowing what the hell they're dealing with. Righteousness is immortal. Right? Immortal life. So, yeah. So now, going back to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 13. He, being made perfect in a short time, right? So, maybe I should read it again. Let me start at 7 again. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 7. But though the righteous be prevented with death, yet he shall be in rest. For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age. He pleased the Heavenly Father and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. Yea, speedily he was taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. Right? Because, for example, Psalms 57:1, the righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. He shall enter into peace when he is at rest, when he dies. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness, because he doesn't want you to die in wickedness, according to Ezekiel chapter 19, and also chapter 18, and also Ezekiel chapter 33, where it says that, let me see, here, Ezekiel 33:2, Son of man, speak to the children of Israel, and say unto them, which when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, like war is coming, and he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, meaning he didn't warn the people, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, in his own iniquity, right? But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. This is one of the reasons why we are warning you right now from certain things that are about to happen. For example, the RFID chip is coming. Don't take that chip. For example, you have all these things that are coming, don't participate with in these things. The sodomy thing, the sodomy movement, our people want to basically join into this Caucasian culture. And that is not of our people. We shouldn't be doing that. Right? Now it says here, Isaiah 57 and basically this. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time, right? Because it says here. So where is that? Yeah, speed. Okay, verse 12. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind. He being made perfect in a short time fulfilled a long time. So he was made perfect soon. How? Because he was made perfect in Yahweh Bashem Yahshua through the scriptures, right? And that's why the Lord took him when he was young, for example, young, right? He was made perfect in a short time. And therefore he fulfilled a long time. Just like how, you have the honorable age. The one that dies young is more honorable in age than the one that, wait, let me say it good. The righteous that dies young has a more honorable age than the old wicked one, unrighteous one, that lives a long time, right? He, being made perfect in a short time, fulfilled a long time. For his soul pleased the Heavenly Father. Therefore hasteneth he, the Heavenly Father, to take him away from among the wicked people. This the people saw and understood it not, neither laid they up in their minds, neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy was with his saints, and that he had respect unto his chosen. Thus the righteous that is dead, right? The righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living. Right? They're going to condemn them. Sentence, basically. Convict and condemn. Basically this one. officially declare something to be unfit, they're gonna damn them. Let me get the etymology. To blame, censor, yeah, that. Doom, the sentence to doom, for example. The sentence, doom, blame, disapprove, all that there, right? They shall condemn them, right? They shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and youth that is soon perfected. How? Because they're perfected because, let me see, let me get this one. Because they're perfected in a short time, even though they die young or whatever, but in this case, they didn't die young. So it says here, and youth that is soon perfected, the many years of old age of the righteous. Right. Excuse me. So it says here, the youth that is soon perfected shall also condemn the many years and old age of the unrighteous. That is what this sentence means. So, yeah, it took me about 55 minutes to actually get to this word, get to the understand, get to the explanation of what I actually wanted to explain. But yeah, all the things that I did in the midst of it were also good. So it was great. It was fun for me. So yeah, it's like when you have a relationship with your girl. Hey, I had fun. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, it was fun for me though. And youth that is soon perfected shall do what? Shall condemn the many years and old age of the unrighteous. They're going to condemn them also. So the righteous that is dead condemn the ungodly which are living. And youth that is soon perfected, how are they perfected? They're perfected in a short time by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Shall condemn the many years and old age of the unrighteous. For they shall see the end of the wise, yes, because they love to murder them, and shall not understand what Yahweh in his counsel had decreed of him, had decreed of the righteous, and to what end the Lord had set him in safety. The righteous are in safety, because it shows you right here in the book of Isaiah chapter 57. Ye shall enter into righteousness. So it says here, verse 3, but draw near hither, ye sons of sorcerers, ye sons of the wicked, the seed of the adulterer and the whore. Yeah, this is going to happen to you. Against whom do you sport yourselves? Against whom do you puff up yourself? Huh? Against whom make ye a wide mouth? You open your snout and draw out the tongue like a demon. You talk too much. That's why you have sticking out tongue children. This one. These are fighting words, man. This. If you're young and a child does this to you, and you're a child yourself also, those are fighting words, man. That's why nowadays you have females sticking out their tongue taking pictures, which is done in provocative sexual mannerism. But me personally, I see demons, which is which goes into this, man. That's what I see. I see a demon, and it infuriates me when I see that. Unless she does it for my sexual pleasures, then I like it. But if girls just take pictures and they just, girls posting pictures. Let me see if I don't see no weird. Right. If I see stuff like this, I want to fight. I want to hurt people, man. I want to beat you up because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. I want to smack the shit at you. Look. This is beast. Unless she put that tongue to work in private, that's another thing. But when you make a picture like this, and also people that they make a picture and then they post the middle finger. I'm gonna break your finger, boy. Who are you disrespecting like that? It's disrespectful. But anyway, I can't do anything because I have no power. But if I had the power, you'd be dead. I bet your ass. I'd find you and fine you. Get it? I'll find you and fine you. Right? You get a ticket for that. Beast. You need to be locked up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. 18. They shall see him and despise him. They despise the wise. Right? But Yahweh shall laugh them to scorn. And they shall hereafter be a vile carcass, and a reproach among the dead forevermore. For he shall rent them, he shall tear you to pieces, and cast them down headlong, head first, with your head on the stone, boy. Jump off of a cliff. Jump for you, boy. They that shall be, that day shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, even your little stable, wicked foundation. Like I said, like I showed, all these mansions and stuff like that, all these Edomites that are very prosperous and stuff like that. Their foundations looks to be strong, but the Heavenly Father is going to root them out. And they shall be utterly laid waste and be in sorrow. You're going to be in a lot of pain and hurting. And their memorial shall perish, right? Because, let me see, celebrities from the, let me see. Celebrities from the 1800s. Huh? Do you still remember them? Do you know this guy? Oh, that's just a lookalike. Wait. Mansions of the celebrities and rich lifestyles of the celebrities and stuff like that. The only reason you know about this doofus over here is because this doofus looks like him. And the only reason you know about this doofus over here is because this doofus looks like him. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear nothing about their lifestyle and stuff like that. Why? Because they're dead, that's why. They're forgotten. But I'm going to tell you this one. Everybody knows about King Solomon. I don't have to type him because you're going to see a filthy Edomite. But everybody knows about David and Goliath until this day. Everybody knows about those. Everybody knows about Moses. Everybody knows about, of course, Yahweh Shai. But everybody knows about, let me see, who? Samson. Those are immortal. Meaning, their legacy is immortal. Ain't nobody know who this is. I don't know you. Never heard of you. This is the first time I see you. I know somebody knows about her, but I mean, like, as personally, as worldly, actually, in the world, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know who the hell this is. It's just a regular ass female, almost half naked and stuff like that in a picture, looking like she's looking at something, but there's probably nothing there. They're just staring at nothing. Probably were told, hey, look that way. That's how pictures are taken until this day. There's nothing there. Right? Just the nothing like she is. But anyway, I don't know this female. Never heard of her, never saw her before in my life. But I have heard of King David. And his memorial shall never perish. But the wicked, their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, because they know what they did. And their own iniquity shall convince them to their face, right? They know what they did. When the Heavenly Father shall bring up their sins, stuff like that, they shall come with fear, because they know, like, oh shit, I've been touching all little children, and the Lord is right here. I know what I did. I can't hide it. Right? Sex offender gets no time in prison. So yeah, these are the things that they do. And with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.